Everybody should be aware about it. Very common thing, the positive security model and the negative security model. I'm just asking, maybe you can tell me, ASM adhere to which security model by default?
Negative.
Negative. Anybody else? Some another view? Okay, Nishant, what about LTM?
Positive.
Positive. So have we talked about this earlier?
In the demo class, we talked a bit.
Okay, in demo class we talked. Okay, probably who were not present in the demo class. For you guys, just a 2 to 3 minutes topic it is. We have two type of model. One is negative security model. One is positive security. Negative security model does do what? It says anything which is coming to me, okay, it will be passed. Except which you are blocking explicitly. Okay. Then there is positive security model. Positive security model says anything coming to me would be blocked. Anything which you will send to me will get blocked. Except which you are allowing explicitly. And relevance is what? Relevance is like in case of our LTM, that is a default denied device. Nothing is passed. And that is the reason we create the virtual server. We create the, what is that? NAT as a listener probably. Okay. And maybe some other views if you wanted to configure, you need to have configuration as such that which acts as an ear of your FI device. Positive security model. Whatever you are allowing explicitly, that would be only allowed. Rest all of the things are denied. Whereas in negative security model, it is saying everything is passed except you are blocking explicitly. So I have already a virtual server. Virtual server already passing every traffic to the server and pool member, maybe I will say, to the pool member. Okay, this is your FI device. Now, what I am doing is I am applying a security policy. So this security policy will analyze the traffic and it will only analyze the traffic in very default behavior. It will not alter that traffic. It will just analyze that traffic. And if you have applied something, probably the very basic thing is attack signatures. Let us say if you applied the attack signature, it will check that, okay, these are again some set of rules. It will check that, okay, if something is not adhering with my attack signatures, it will block the traffic. Otherwise, everything will be keep on going on. So by default, your ASM will adhere to the negative security model by default. Later on, I will tell you a lot of things, okay? And we need to go from the negative security model to the positive security model. Whereas F5 LTM adhering to your positive security model by default. So that is the model. Okay. I hope everyone is on the same page. There should not be any issue or any question to it. Very, very simple. Somebody has some chat. Okay. Now, question to you guys. What is OWASP? Anybody? Or maybe let me ask in a way, have you heard about the OWASP?
No.
Ahmed, okay, thank you. Rest people?
Yeah.
No? So OWASP is nothing it is an international non-profit foundation. Open web application security project is the full form. Okay. So it is an international non-foundation, not non-profit foundation that work to improve the security of our probably the digital world, I would say. And there, one of the core principle is that they are providing the material that is freely available, easily accessible from their website. If you will just find out OWASP, okay, you can just go to the OWASP website, and they are well-known, very well-known project about which we will take our whole class for today is OWASP. So what is OWASP top 10? If I will talk about, it is bit like, maybe you can just look into, it is nothing but it is a regularly updated report. Okay, they have a team, complete team, and these teams are publishing the report continuously. Within 3 to 4 years, a new list will come on. And can somebody tell me what is the last, like maybe updated list we have?
17.
Sorry,
2017.
2017, Prabhanshu. Okay. Anybody else?
I think it got recently updated.
Recently when?
2021, I believe, yeah.
2021, Bhotik. Okay. Anybody else? So Bhotik, you are right. Now in 2021, we have the new updated list. And even there are 3 new vulnerabilities, okay, which are added over. I will be keep on telling you, don't worry, it is a very big, session for the OWASP top 10, and very important session, very important. Lot of theory, I agree, but one should be aware about all of these OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. If you are going for the ASM to work, okay, you should be aware about these stuff. Okay. So what I was talking about is OWASP top 10, the list of the 10 most common application vulnerabilities. It shows their risk, their impact, and maybe they will just keep on updating in 3 or 4 years, as I was telling you. Last was probably 2013. So 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. Okay, you can take a time. So most recent version is 2021. Earlier it was 2017. Then prior to that, there was 2013. And let me tell you guys, what happened is, let us say we have the list A1, A2 till later. Okay, A9, probably A8. I'm just writing down something. Let us say this is 2017. Then in 2021, it can be that A10 is now on the position of A1 on the basis of surveys, on the basis of different attacks patterns. Okay, let us say probably A2 is still in the same position, A8 is coming over there, A1 is going over there. Okay, maybe it keep on reshuffling. Okay, whereas as I was telling you that yes, there are 3 new vulnerabilities that is added for 2021 that we will be gonna check in today's class. So far, any doubt, any questions, please ask. No? Good. Let us talk about the very first attack of maybe I can give a name A01, that is broken access Okay, anybody would like to talk about it? Just FYI, earlier in 2017, it was A05. So from the 5th position, it jumped to the 1st position. Anyone wanted to talk about something?
Am I audible?
You are, but your voice is very low.
Okay, hold on, let me come closer. What about now?
Yeah, better.
All right, broken access control, we can say this is the type of attack where hackers can easily penetrate and take whatever they want if authentication and access restriction is not properly implemented.
You are right, but just let me tell you, when you are talking about authentication, please keep it in your record now. I will be going to talk about authentication later on. That is some another attack. Okay. Probably beside authentication, what I can talk about is more towards the authorization. Okay. So anybody is aware about AAA? Come on, guys. These are very simple terms we used to do in day-to-day routine.
Yes.
Yes.
What is AAA?
Authentication, authorization, and what is the third one? Accounting.
Account. Right. So out of these three, the two are going into the different attacks, and we are just talking about the authorization currently. Okay. So now let me just more explain about broken authentication. Sorry, broken access control, not broken authentication. Broken authentication is another attack, as I was telling. Access control, when I am saying, bit like you just think about the authorization. And what authorization means? So this is what? This is some kind of, maybe I will say, a security measure that make resource available to the user that should have access to those resources, and denied to some of the maybe users who don't have the access. Probably very common example, if I will give you, if you are an admin, might probably you have the access on all of the resources. If you are a user, you have the access of probably only these resources. If you are maybe a moderator, you have the access of probably these much resources. So if one user is able to go for the admin, that is where broken access control will get involved. So broken access control occurs when an issue like with the access control enforcement happens. Allow a user to perform an action outside their user limit. And what could be the outcome? So if someone has such kind of unauthorized access to the sensitive information can be there, inappropriate creation and deletion of the resource can be done. Okay, maybe forceful browsing can be done, privilege escalation can be done. There are a lot of things for data theft. Okay, let me tell you one more thing. Later or sooner, you will realize when I would be covering your OWASP Top 10, you will feel like some things are common in, different attacks. That is true. There is, okay, like data theft. It is probably, data theft is the outcome of probably each and every, attack. So that is true that there can be some similarities in different attacks. But I hope broken access control is clear to everybody. Yes or no?
Yes.
If yes, do let me know what could be the possible mitigations. Whatever general, maybe it's not an interview, guys. Please, just for the sake of interactive session, I keep on asking. So better if we will interact with each other. So what could be the possible maybe mitigation techniques?
So a strict control on the resources available as per the user accounts, I would say.
Right, Prabhanshu, very much right. But let me tell you, this point will goes directly to the application team. So you are right. It should be. So whenever we will be talking about the attack mitigation, there are two possibilities. One, the application need to be mitigated. One, the F5 as a big IP administrator, we should be mitigated. Okay. So you are right. So this is the application team which need to be take care. By default, they should be having their pen test report or everything, and they should be doing it on their part. But what as an F5 administrator we can do? Anyone, please?
Since the access of the FI from the outside, if the segment of the management is behind the firewall, is already protected.
Right. So behind the firewall, there are something which is getting protected. You are right, but not completely. Okay. For F5, if I will say, okay, maybe ASM. Later on, I will talk about it. Those who are aware, well and good. Those who are not aware, please keep on listening this. Maybe gradually when we will go through our classes, you will be, have a good understanding about this stuff. So in F5 ASM, I hope everybody should be aware about it. There is something known as attack signature. Anybody who is not aware about it, please. Attack signatures. Maybe I will take the whole class of it, but have you heard about it or no?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. Okay. This is a bit like your ACLs, Nishan. Okay. And every device has their attack signatures, like Palo Alto have their attack signatures. Different devices have different attack signatures. So there are some kind of a set of rules which keep on checking every request that, okay, is there some kind of ejection attack into this or no? If there is some kind of probably, cross-site scripting is there or no? If there is brute force attack or no? DOS attack or no? Maybe a lot of things. Maybe for DOS and brute force, we need to create different profiles. But yeah, for SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and a lot of other things will be mitigated by your attack signatures. So attack signatures, you can just keep in mind for now as an ACLs that will be the vendor specific. Okay. So in F5, there are attack signatures. One thing is attack signature.
And it keeps updating based on the pattern or events.
That's true. Even the 0-day attack, if there is, they provide their like different attack signatures for the same. Okay. Now, okay, I from the 0-day, just I remind one thing. What is CVE? Sorry, RCVE. RCVE. Currently, I hope everybody should be keep on upgrading your device if you guys are working onto your environment. Anybody? What is RCVE?
CVE.
No,
We
no,
know that
RCVE is not related to the properly for the ASM. But
Mhm.
for FI LTM, even if you are using into your environment, RCV is currently, is making a very huge impact for the FI people, and everybody is, going for the upgrades. So anybody aware what is RCV? Because I was explaining something to the Nishant for the 0-day attack, so I just clicked about it. Yes, Ahmed, you want to speak something?
No, I don't have any idea about RCV. You can explain it, it will be more appreciated.
Okay, probably not the topic of the class. Just I am giving some of the.
Yeah, just hint, yeah.
Yeah, just giving a clue. Okay, so it's nothing but the remotely the user or the hacker, I will say, can take control of your device through the STTP. So the mitigations part are including a lot of stuff, but I am telling you a very major part, that is in the security of F5s. Okay, you need to allow only those IP addresses which are maybe for your jump servers. Okay, probably your SNMP server, maybe those devices which are very legitimate. Okay, so that none of other person can directly go into your device and take the STTP or STTPS access. More to that, probably you need to check your self IPs. Okay, I'm not going to explain about these terms because these are F5 things. In your self IPs, you guys
Port
should be aware.
lockdown.
Yeah, port lockdown, like allow none,
Yeah,
huh?
allow default.
Allow default. Even
None.
the allow default is also not good.
Yeah,
In
allow
allow
default.
default, there is
multiple ports.
HTTP.
Yep.
That is open. So what you need to do is you need to use allow custom.
Yeah.
In the custom, you will use your TCP ports, your own TCP ports. Remember, Ahmed, you were in the class before a few weeks. So probably you are remembering about
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
So we need to allow the custom ports. So in the custom ports, what the port should be allowed? Like the port which is for maybe 1026 UDP for the HA, if I am not wrong. Okay. And then probably SNMP, maybe if there is
161.
right. So 161 port is for the SNMP. So probably these ports, what are the known ports for you? Only those ports should be allowed, not the all of them. So okay, these things are but out of the class. What I wanted to talk about these things, Nishan, I am just explaining about your answer. Like RCV is going on currently. Similarly, there can be 0 days attack. And if there is a 0-day attack, then attack signature will be probably upgraded as soon as possible and will be provided by the F5 team. Okay, directly. Any question? Okay. Considering no question. Now going forth, we were on the attack one only, that is access control, or maybe I will say broken system. One thing, I don't know if you guys have heard or no. Have anybody heard about CORS? CORS. Again, not F5 perspective, but yeah, in F5 also we used to put these things through the IDO, if I'm not wrong. So, have anybody heard about CORS?
For me, no.
Cross origin resource sharing. Okay. If no, it's all right. So what does it mean is this is a feature of your HTML. Okay. So now you guys should be aware about a little bit aware about the application also, please. So if you have an application, like we talked about the web server, we talked about the database server and all of those things. Okay. You understand one thing, when you have any of the application, you have three things client side, very important. Okay, please try to understand it and you should be aware about it. One thing is HTML, one thing is CSS, one thing is JavaScript. JavaScript, probably just JV is JavaScript. So this is client end. I am talking about client end. If I will talk about the server end, the PHP, if I am just talking about PHP, you cannot see into the client end, never. It is server side. Okay, so bit very high by working of the applications you should be aware of. So client side we have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that every site use. Any of the site you take, okay, website, generally these three components are always there. Okay, HTML for your web structure. Guys, you are aware about HTML or no? Probably. Have you heard about? Maybe if I will ask, have you heard about HTML ever?
Yep.
Okay. CSS is your nothing. It's bit like your styling stuff. Okay, maybe in HTML you are writing down something. It will be just a raw presentation. CSS is giving you the style. JavaScript means if you wanted to introduce some kind of logic, then your JavaScript will come into the picture. Even F5 ASM will use their own proprietary JavaScript to mitigate a lot of attacks. We will be going to talk about that later on, not in this first class. So I was talking about the codes. Okay. CORS. So cross origin resource sharing is an HTML feature that enable one website, whatever website you have, to access the resource from another website using the JavaScript.
Direct. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah. Carry on. I was thinking about redirect.
no, using the JavaScript. So using JavaScript, they can use one another's resource with, for getting some kind of information or maybe something. Now, course, what the course says is, if you are using ASM also, you can specify that, okay, what are the conditions that this website can go for this particular application, or maybe you can just specify a domain. Let us say I am just specifying the domain NetMinion. So any of the stuff with the NetMinion, it can use anytime. But apart from NetMinion, if it is going, maybe you can just fill out with respect to your project on with any of the project you are working on. Okay, .com. So probably you can use only those resources. We are restricting it. We are limiting this feature. So cross domain request enforcement can be done, but we can mitigate these kind of access authorization also through this step also course. And see, I cannot explain each and everything in the ASM box currently. I'm just giving you the theoretical part. Okay. Later, sooner or later, I will be going to explain about each of the things. But for the same thing, I need to tell you first about very basics, like what are the tag signatures, what are the file types, what are the URLs, what are the parameters. Okay, so those things we will be keep on going. But first, OWASP Top 10 is very important, because later on when I will be hitting the tags, what is that attack is, you should be aware of.
Can you explain codes once again? I didn't get it properly.
Nothing. It is just one website going to the another website through the JavaScript. Okay, and it can access any of the website. But if you want to limit it for a particular domain, we can do that.
Okay.
But if one website, like let's suppose I am a client, right? I type one URL and I got one web page, but that website will be fetching some resource from other website, we would say, at the backend side, right? That traffic will still go via F5.
Why it will go? No, it will not go.
So the backend
that you must be aware through the like flow. If you are aware about flow, probably, okay, if the flow is bit like your single arm, let us say, okay, so any of this traffic and this traffic is going through the F5, and probably there is a Palo Alto checkpoint, something, maybe yes or maybe no. Now course is what you are applying something on the header, and you are just saying, you are forcing that you should not go to any of another website except
okay.
1, 2, 3.
So means we are restricting that at first level only.
That's true.